Trucks are often praised for their strength and utility, but not all models hit the mark.
And are just one example of the biggest choice of pickups in the industry, from Ford for $59. New Ford Style Side pickups give you extra style, extra load space at no extra cost.
Some trucks, though, intended to be tough and reliable, missed the mark completely and became infamous for their odd designs.
It rides like a car. It works like a truck. For all its high style, it carries over half a ton. Go forward with power. Power in all four wheels.
From strange shapes to baffling features, these trucks stand out for all the wrong reasons. Let's take a look at the 20 silliest pickup trucks of all time, ones you've probably never seen.
350 cubic inch V8 and turbo hydromatic transmission, and it's loaded to its 7,500 pound capacity.
And at number 20, the 1984 Chevrolet K10 Snow Chaser. The 1984 Chevrolet K10 Snow Chaser was known as one of the rarest and least attractive pickup trucks. General Motors produced this special edition, which became highly sought after due to its limited production.
Take a look at the driver's side of the interior.
These trucks were believed to have the lowest manufacturing numbers and were only sold in states with snowy climates. Without the recognizable Chevy badge, the Snow Chaser was hard to identify. It had a stylish front end, but an awkwardly mounted rear bed, which many found unappealing. Fortunately, the Snow Chaser was manufactured in small quantities, sparing many car enthusiasts from encountering it in used car lots. Most families would likely not have been eager to drive around town in one, as its odd design didn't appeal to the average buyer. However, collectors who sought specific features may have found it a unique addition to their collection, despite its polarizing appearance and limited availability. Number 19, 1991 Ford Skyranger. The 1991 Ford Skyranger was a rare and unique pickup truck that stood out for its unusual design. It had a convertible soft top and a spoiler at the end of the rear bed, giving it a distinct look that drew mixed reactions. Some people thought the truck looked sleek and stylish when the top was down, while others found it unattractive. This truck was a one-of-a-kind concept that was reportedly pitched to Ford, but never made it to the production stage. The Skyranger offered a glimpse into what could have been a new direction for pickup truck designs in the early 1990s, but it ultimately became a footnote in automotive history. Even so, its unique convertible top and design continue to attract attention from collectors and car enthusiasts today. Number 18, 1976 Cadillac Mirage. The 1976 Cadillac Mirage was based on the Cadillac DeVille, making it a very unique and, some would say, unattractive vehicle. It served as an experimental pickup truck by General Motors, with just over 200 units produced. The Cadillac Mirage gave the impression of a luxury car combined with a pickup truck, but it did not succeed in the market. If someone wanted to own one, they would find that the unusual design offered a storage area behind the two front seats, which could hold golf clubs. Friends could ride in the bed of the truck, but that was only an option if the laws in their state allowed it. Its odd design and limited production made it memorable, but not necessarily popular among buyers. Number 17, 1978 Subaru Brat. The Subaru Brat was produced from 1978 to 1994 and was introduced before the Baja. Although both vehicles were considered unattractive, they had no features in common. The Brat was designed based on the Leon station wagon due to the increasing demand for small trucks. A unique aspect of the Brat was its rear-facing jump seats that were welded into the bed. This design choice was a way to avoid light truck tariffs. However, one major downside of the Brat, which was once owned by President Ronald Reagan, was its tendency to rust easily. This vulnerability to rust made the vehicle less appealing to many buyers and affected its reputation over time. Number 16, 1961 GMC Pickup. The 1961 GMC Pickup trucks introduced a new body style, but many of the design choices were not well received at that time. One of the main criticisms was aimed at the grille, which featured a fragmented and overly busy appearance that didn't sit well with many buyers. Additionally, the truck's boxy profile gave it a dated look even while it was still in production. This design approach made the truck appear old-fashioned when compared to other trucks of the same era. Though it was built to be sturdy and functional, its overall aesthetic failed to impress a lot of people. The lack of appeal in its design put it at a disadvantage when compared to other pickups from the 1960s that were more visually striking. Nevertheless, these GMC trucks remained practical and reliable, which were key factors for those who prioritized utility over looks. Number 15. 2000 RNP Speed Tattoo. The 2000 RNP Speed Tattoo was a concept truck produced by RNP Speed Incorporated, known for its unusual and unattractive design. Inspired by American hot rods and 1950s classic trucks, the Tattoo was considered a multi-utility vehicle. It stood out as the first vehicle to feature internet access, along with an advanced pneumatic suspension system that allowed it to remain level on any terrain. Another notable feature was the extra lift, which made loading and unloading easier, as well as the breathing observation bubble, a diving apparatus. While these innovations were impressive, many drivers found the vehicle's appearance off-putting, comparing it to a metallic fish. The Tattoo was seen as a strange vision that perhaps suited only the millennial generation's adventurous spirit. Ultimately, it remained a concept that never made it to the mass market, as it failed to resonate with the broader appeal of traditional truck enthusiasts. Number 14. 1950 Packard Pickup. The 1950 Packard Pickup was a rare and unique vehicle in automotive history. Known for producing luxury cars, Packard took an unconventional step in the pickup truck market with this model. It was equipped with an L-head inline-8 engine that had a displacement of 288 cubic inches and generated 135 horsepower at 3,600 revolutions per minute. The engine featured 5 main bearings, solid valve lifters, and a 2-barrel carburetor. Although Packard was a luxury brand, this pickup delivered strong performance with its rear-wheel drive layout and 3-speed manual transmission. The truck had a 120-inch wheelbase and an overall length of 204.7 inches, which made it large for a pickup. Its suspension system included an independent front with coil springs and a live axle with semi-elliptic leaf springs at the rear. Weighing approximately 3,810 pounds, the Packard Pickup also provided seating for 6 people, blending size and power in a unique design. Number 13. 1970 Chevrolet Cheyenne Super 10. The 1970 Chevrolet Cheyenne Super 10 was a part of Chevrolet's second-generation CK series, known for combining utility with style. It typically had a 350 cubic inch V8 engine under the hood, which was famous for its strength and performance. This engine produced around 255 horsepower and 355 pound-feet of torque, giving the truck plenty of power for both work and recreation. The Chevrolet Cheyenne Super 10 came with a 3-speed manual transmission, although an automatic option was available. Its suspension system featured independent front suspension with coil springs and a rear setup with leaf springs, making for a relatively smooth ride for a truck. It also offered power steering and power brakes, which were considered luxury features at the time. With a wheelbase of 127 inches and an overall length of 207.75 inches, it was a large vehicle. Inside, it had a houndstooth patterned bench seat and optional air conditioning for added comfort. Number 12. 1947 Chevrolet 3100. The 1947 Chevrolet 3100, part of the Advanced Design series, was known for its functional yet somewhat awkward design. Its rounded fenders and large grille gave it a bulky appearance that some found unattractive, but also oddly appealing. Though its looks were unusual, the truck was a dependable workhorse during its time. It was powered by a 216 cubic inch inline-6 engine called the Thriftmaster. This engine generated 90 horsepower at 3,300 revolutions per minute and 174 pound-feet of torque at 1,200 revolutions per minute. The truck came with a floor-mounted 3-speed manual transmission that added to its rugged character. Weighing around 3,200 pounds, it had a 116-inch wheelbase. The 3100 was built for reliability rather than speed, with a compression ratio of 6.5 to 1 and a single-barrel carburetor. Its basic suspension, using leaf springs and solid axles, provided a rough ride, but could carry heavy loads. Number 11. 1966 Ford Highboy. The 1966 Ford Highboy was an unusual pickup truck, often seen as one of the oddest due to its tall body and awkward appearance. Its high stance came from a divorced transfer case, which made it stand out among vintage trucks. This elevated design, while useful for off-road driving, gave it a gangly look that many found strange. Under the hood, it typically had a 240 cubic inch inline-six engine, though some models featured a 300 cubic inch 6 or a more powerful 352 cubic inch V8 engine. The V8 produced about 208 horsepower and 315 pound-feet of torque, offering decent performance for its era. The truck had a 4-speed manual transmission, standard in Highboy models. Built for rugged terrain, the 1966 Ford Highboy had high ground clearance and a sturdy suspension system with leaf springs, making it well suited for off-road adventures rather than speed or smooth highway driving. Number 10. 1989 Chevrolet Cameo Carrier. The 1989 Chevrolet Cameo Carrier was known for its odd and unattractive design. Its boxy shape and strange proportions made it stand out, though not in a positive way. The attempt to combine a sporty appearance with the practicality of a pickup truck resulted in a look that many people found unappealing. Under the hood, the 1989 Cameo Carrier had a 5.7-liter V8 engine, producing around 210 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. This engine was connected to a 4-speed automatic transmission, delivering a smooth, though not particularly exciting, driving experience. Performance was considered adequate for its era, offering reasonable acceleration and towing abilities. The truck came with a rear-wheel drive system and had relatively high ground clearance, which made it useful for light off-road tasks. Number 9. 1976 Dodge Warlock. The 1976 Dodge Warlock was one of the most unique pickup trucks of its time. It was part of Dodge's Adult Toys line, designed to mix practical utility with an eye-catching, almost playful look. The truck stood out for its bold pinstriping, gold wheels, and wooden bed rails, which gave it a toy-like feel that many found surprising. The Warlock came with several engine options, including a 225 cubic inch slant 6 engine producing 110 horsepower, a 318 cubic inch V8 with 145 horsepower, and a 360 cubic inch V8 delivering 160 horsepower. There was also a 400 cubic inch V8 available, offering 185 horsepower. These engines were paired with either a manual or automatic transmission, giving drivers different performance choices. While the Warlock style was its main appeal, it was built for off-road use, thanks to its high ground clearance and strong suspension system with leaf springs, making it capable of handling rough terrain. Number 8. 1968 Chevrolet El Camino SS. The 1968 Chevrolet El Camino SS was an unusual mix of a car and a truck, often mentioned as one of the oddest pickup trucks. Its design aimed to combine the sleek look of a muscle car with the functionality of a truck, but the result was an awkward and bulky appearance. The long hood and car-like front clashed with a practical truck bed, making the vehicle seem unsure of its purpose. The El Camino SS 396 came with a powerful 396 cubic inch V8 engine, available in 3 versions: 325, 350, and 375 horsepower. The top 375 horsepower engine could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 7 seconds, which was impressive for a utility vehicle. It offered either a 3-speed manual or a turbo hydromatic automatic transmission, with rear-wheel drive and a suspension borrowed from the Chevelle. The El Camino SS delivered solid performance while balancing comfort and handling. Number 7. 1979 Volkswagen Rabbit Pickup. The 1979 Volkswagen Rabbit Pickup, also known as the VW Caddy, was often seen as one of the oddest pickup trucks because of its unusual and unattractive design. Its small, boxy shape made it look more like a toy than a serious vehicle. The Rabbit Pickup tried to blend the practicality of a truck with the compactness of a car, but this resulted in an awkward appearance. It came with a 1.6-liter diesel engine that produced 52 horsepower, or a 1.7-liter gasoline engine with 78 horsepower. The diesel engine was known for its fuel efficiency, while the gasoline version offered slightly better performance. Buyers could choose between a 4-speed manual transmission or a 3-speed automatic, with the diesel also offering a 5-speed manual gearbox featuring an E-gear for better fuel economy. With its front-wheel drive setup and lightweight design, the Rabbit pickup handled well, and its suspension, with front disc and rear drum brakes, provided a relatively smooth ride. Number 6. 1989 Dodge Dakota Convertible. The 1989 Dodge Dakota Convertible was a unique and quirky addition to the pickup truck world. Its convertible design, unusual for a truck, gave it an impractical and odd appearance. The soft top and sporty style clashed with the rugged utility people usually expected from pickups, making it one of the most unusual trucks ever produced. It came with a 3.9-liter V6 engine that generated 125 horsepower and 195 pounds of torque. Buyers could choose between a 4-speed automatic or a 5-speed manual transmission. The truck's performance was acceptable for its time, going from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 10 to 12 seconds, with a top speed of around 100 to 110 miles per hour. While its rear-wheel drive layout and relatively lightweight design offered decent handling, the convertible top reduced its practicality as a utility vehicle. The suspension, with front disc brakes and rear drum brakes, ensured a reasonably smooth ride. Number 5. 2003 Chevrolet SSR. The 2003 Chevrolet SSR was often remembered for its strange and somewhat unattractive design, making it a notable example of silly pickup trucks. Its retro-inspired look mixed elements from the 1940s and 50s, which didn't appeal to everyone. The round fenders, exaggerated curves, and convertible hardtop gave it an odd appearance that many found unappealing. Underneath its quirky exterior, the SSR had a 5.3-liter V8 engine that produced 300 horsepower and 331 pounds of torque. This engine worked with a 4-speed automatic transmission, allowing the truck to go from 0 to 60 in about 7.7 seconds. However, the truck's heavy weight of 4,760 pounds and rear-wheel drive setup limited its usefulness as a pickup. Inside, the SSR featured leather seats and various power accessories, but it received criticism for using cheap plastic parts and parts taken from other GM vehicles. Number 4. 1957 Ford Ranchero. The 1957 Ford Ranchero was a unique mix of car and truck that often appeared on lists of the silliest pickup trucks. Its design combined the front of a Ford Fairlane with a truck bed, resulting in an odd look that many people found unattractive. The long body and uneven proportions made it seem more like a car with an added bed than a well-thought-out design. Even though it had a strange appearance, the Ranchero was innovative for its time. It offered a choice of engines, a 223 cubic inch inline-six that produced 144 horsepower and 212 pound-feet of torque, or a more powerful 272 cubic inch V8 that generated 190 horsepower and 282 pound-feet of torque. These engines paired with either a 3-speed manual or a 2-speed Ford-O-Matic automatic transmission. The Ranchero could reach a top speed of about 100 to 105 miles per hour and had a 0 to 60 time of 12 to 14 seconds. The truck bed was functional, but it was not as spacious as those of traditional pickups, which limited its usefulness. Number 3. 1999 Chevrolet S10 Extreme. The 1999 Chevrolet S10 Extreme was a unique model in the pickup truck market, known for its odd and somewhat unappealing design. Its aggressive body kit, lowered height, and special 16-inch wheels aimed to attract younger buyers, but it ended up looking more like a toy than a practical vehicle. The over-the-top features, such as bulging fenders and a prominent front bumper, gave it a cartoonish look that many people found unattractive. Under the hood, the S10 Extreme came with 2 engine options: a 2.2-liter inline-4 engine that produced 120 horsepower and 140 pound-feet of torque, and a stronger 4.3-liter V6 engine that offered 190 horsepower and 245 pound-feet of torque. The V6 engine, combined with a 5-speed manual transmission, provided decent performance for a compact truck, handling daily driving and light hauling tasks as well. However, its rear-wheel drive setup and sport-tuned suspension were better suited for spirited driving than for practical use. Number 2. 1973 GMC Sierra Grand. The 1973 GMC Sierra Grand was known for its awkward and unattractive design, making it a notable example in a list of the silliest pickup trucks. Its boxy shape, combined with oversized chrome accents and a somewhat bland front grille, gave it a practical look that lacked the sleekness or charm of other vehicles from its time. The overall style was more about function than fashion, which did not win it many fans in the looks department. However, the Sierra Grand came with a range of strong features. Buyers could choose from several engine options, including a 250 cubic inch inline-six engine producing 100 horsepower, a 292 cubic inch six-cylinder engine with 120 horsepower, and a 350 cubic inch V8 engine delivering 155 horsepower. For those wanting more power, a 454 cubic inch big block V8 engine was available, offering 240 horsepower. These engines paired with either a 3-speed manual, a 4-speed manual, or a 3-speed turbo-hydromatic automatic transmission. At a number 1, the 1992 Ford F-150 Flare Side. The 1992 Ford F-150 Flare Side was seen as one of the silliest pickup trucks. Its unique feature was its narrow bed with flared fenders, giving it a quirky, almost toy-like look. This design aimed for a sporty appearance, but instead made the truck seem awkward and less practical compared to the style side version. The F-150 Flare Side came with various engine options. The base model had a 4.9-liter inline-six engine that produced 145 horsepower and 265 pound-feet of torque. For those wanting more power, there were V8 options, including a 5.0-liter engine with 185 horsepower and a 5.8-liter engine that delivered 210 horsepower. These engines were connected to either a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic transmission. The truck's performance was decent for its time, with the V8 engines offering enough power for light towing and hauling. Inside, the Flare Side featured a basic but functional interior with vinyl or cloth seats and a straightforward dashboard. And there you have it, the 20 silliest pickup trucks ever made. Which one surprised you the most? Have you ever seen any of these on the road? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun automotive content.